going super well.
Yeah, nice.
Hey, fun. What's up, Andy? What's up, Steve?
Hey.
Man, it's only dinner time over here on Wednesday. It's already tomorrow morning. It's like Thursday morning where you're at, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's nice and early. So yeah, it's all right. Can't give you any tips though. There's nothing really that's going to happen. Being in the future,
right? You are living in the future.
Yeah, I'm just talking shit. All good.
It's funny. We'll give it a couple minutes for everybody to kind of join in.
Yeah, sweet, man. It's pretty cool. It's pumped. Have it all mixed together, man. It's neat. It's kind of cool ideas coming up with everybody.
Yeah, that's what we try to do. We're kind of different than a lot of projects, man. We're not one of those projects that only is interested in ourselves. We like partnering with other people, doing cross promotions. Helping everybody out. Because I mean, we there's so much shared space with crypto. We have a lot of the same holders, and it's just like, hey, man, let's work together.
Yeah. Instead of working against it, it makes it better to go with everybody. So 100%, man. That's 100%. Sick.
It's already past midnight where you are, Steve, right?
Yeah, I know what you're like. I said for your birthday, I'm going to get you a Swiss watch.
Yes. I could definitely use a Switch watch.
Mike's the best matchmaker in the world, but I have to say, it always cracks me up because we always get mixed up between UTC, EST, CET, and any other T that exists. It's scrambled.
I know it's terrible. I refuse to acknowledge UTC time for some reason. So how's life on the farm?
Yeah, man, there's some big changes happening, I suppose. There's a lot of work that's been put in, a lot of new connections, and yeah, I suppose we could talk about it a little bit as we go on here, some of the changes and stuff. But yeah, the farm was probably in this next stage. Now will probably become obsolete. That farm will retire, and we'll be moving to a very big facility. So
yeah. So the one that you just flipped the switch on, you're retiring it?
Yeah. I know it looks like a bit of a backpedal, but from where we are there, we're potentially going to a 7 megawatt facility. So it's a big upgrade.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah.
So you'll have to buy a lot more equipment for something that large, huh?
Yeah, well, if we're already touching on that now, I've already organised another 230 S19s. That's in our possessions. Yeah. So we're just finalising. That's going to be our snowball to start off with. We have some other big opportunities that are coming. We won't touch on that today because that needs a lot more confirmation. But our kickstart with a couple of hundred S19s, then moving into a megawatt facility. So it's the snowball from that can excel from that point. Then when we're going to have the room with the 7 megawatt facility, we should be able to cap it out at about 2,500 machines to 3,000 machines. And then that from that facility, we'll change. We'll be upgrading again, and from the people that we're working with and stuff. So yeah.
Wow. Will you still get to use the same equipment that you had on the farm, like your solar panels and everything?
Yeah, a lot of all that stuff now. We've got like especially Noodle. He wants to jump in and do all this like R&D stuff. So there's going to be a lot of extra equipment now that we can play with to do different developments. Like he wants to jump in on the mineral dipping stuff. This is a little bit further down the track, but a lot of this stuff now we can use to play with. As it's a good learning curve from the start. A couple of little mistakes that I've made with things, but we've been working hard to rectify all that, and pushing through for what we've achieved now. It's just changed the whole game again from where we're at. So yeah, it's a whole different thing.
That's awesome. Well, we'll get started. Thank you so much for having us. We really appreciate, these type of connections, and the Wankers love you guys, and we're definitely big fans of the project. So, we definitely
we love the Wankers too.
Nice.
We love the Wankers as well. It's definitely all out. AUSMT taking support for you guys too, Alex. It's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, it's going really well. It's been an exciting week for sure. You know, we're just trying to keep it fresh. We added a swap onto our website to where now you can just purchase right from our website, and by the end of the month, Steve will get into it a little bit more, but you're actually going to be able to purchase Wanchor with just a credit card and or Apple Pay and Google Pay in just 2 clicks.
Sick. Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, because it's so, and it adds the contract automatically into your wallet, so you don't have to, go searching for the contract and enable it and all that shit. So it's just something that can make it easier for people who don't necessarily know everything about crypto and DeFi, because that's the ultimate goal. Start bringing in those people who don't know everything.
Yeah, and spreading the adoption. That's what the original point was. It's got to spread it out, get the adoption happening, and make your project work for everybody, I suppose, in that sort of sense.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
and linking.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you're right. You go.
I was going to say, you know what? This is your room, so we'll let you kick it off if you want to introduce yourself to maybe some of the people who don't know about Aussie Mining Token. This is going to be broadcast in our room as well and recorded and put on YouTube. So, for anybody who isn't familiar with you, this would definitely be a good chance for you to explain what you guys got going on, and let's see if we can get everybody some more holders.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that, and I appreciate all you guys' support and the Wankers' support for coming over. And all the YouTube stuff. So much appreciated, and the opportunity to explain what we're doing again. And so we just had the vision to. I've done mining a fair bit, over the years, and trying to link something that has a passive income if you create it right, especially with energy. You're not having to work physically hard to create that income once it's set up and going. There's the ongoing labour costs and things, but it's not a full-time physical where you're running on a rat wheel to produce money sort of thing. So having the miners and the token, and you see other projects how they do the buyback and burns, and it increases the floor price of the token, and you got all the reflection stuff. So putting and linking the miners and having that income that produces to then do the buyback and burn. So, even if we had the 100 investors or 200 investors and we didn't get any more investors. So even from what we've achieved now, what we move into, if we do not get one more investor, everybody who's holding these machines will do it for them as a new investor every single day. We had a couple of little stumbles, some things that incomes that I had worked out at the beginning, buyback and burns. We didn't achieve that. Fell a bit short of a few things. But not just pushing through, and now having to achieve this, the buyback and burns, not having to have any more investors to keep it growing, keep the market cap going up, and give reflections to people, and just intertwining it all together to keep the buyback and burns going. So just linking miners, adding renewable energy to it. So then it's going to have that, we're not paying an electricity bill, and then being able to give it back to everybody equally through the token. We have the NFT things, which we've done at the start as well. That was a little bit of a boo-boo there, but I feel now with what's been done, I set out a bigger rate for people that I promised that didn't look achievable a few weeks ago. So maybe a month ago. So we sent out some documents and things like that with the worst case scenario that's going to happen for NFT holders for what we will be producing. So, it was never to be stuck in it. I would love to get it back to that rate straight away. So of what I promised, I will still keep that promise, whether it takes me another 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months, 2 years. I will get those NFTs back onto the rate that I promised from the beginning. It now feels like it's going to be a little bit closer. We will still keep what we've discussed with NFT holders for their passive income each month. We'll be giving out extra bonuses, and as we do increase that, my goal is to be increasing the NFT rewards as it is suitable for the project. Opposed to, not instead of shooting the project down, if it takes 3 months, 4 months for us to get that more income to build the farm a little bit more, so then we have that higher income to then pay out NFTs and still give all the reflections and buyback and burns through the token. well, it's going to happen. So
now you've already burned a good amount of your supply, right?
Yeah, that's yeah. So there's over 99% of it's burnt. And I want to keep burning more of it, so it's not going to stop there. As the bigger incomes, as we get the bigger. Yeah, well, the king of the burns. I've had some cool ideas for our groups too, as we all sort of get in. Like once a month, we can have, as we do get bigger too, and these are just spitball ideas I'm just throwing out here, just having a chat, So as we do get a little bit bigger, and we can allocate, a couple of miners for Wanchor's buyback and burns, because now we're all linked and things like that, and things are happening, and we're growing to a bigger pace, a bigger speed. Having our connections and the people and the family members that we're linked in with other tokens, like little ideas of having buyback and burns for those guys, from keeping our theme as the buyback and burners sort of stuff. So if we can then mix that in with your group, we come in once a month and we do a nice buyback and burn or something like bang. That's our contribution with you guys too, and any other friendships that we form, sort of stuff. So yeah, it's like you said, it's plenty of room for everybody. You guys are helping us because you and other projects that you believe in. Like we want to do the same too. Like it's
that's awesome.
Probably just in the last couple of weeks, it's probably just felt a little bit low, and in the chat with there's just a lot of work going on behind the scenes, a lot of new connections, stuff that instead of just sticking around, just let's get a couple of miners. No, I need a couple of thousand miners. That's what I need 3,000 miners turned on, and that's going to make me happy. So I'm not going to stop until we get to those points, and then further on. So, but at the beginning, it's we've got a couple hundred miners sorted. We're just sorting out the power, the facility, and that's just going to be a little bit of a couple of week process now to get that sorted, and then away we go. So that's the next upgrades that we're doing.
That's
cool. And the version 2. Holy shit! Oh, shit. There's heaps going on, man. That's version 2 is coming out. Those Brew Labs is all paid up for, so those guys are been finalised. Their contract build is underway for the version 2, so that they should be finished in within a week of the build. That's just the build, and then we'll start the migration over for all our members and stuff. So yeah, it's a big. I know this is another big trust period for Oz Mining Token for what we're about to do, and I just want to make it known that I see, I respect you guys who are going to trust me again to give me back the tokens to then give you back yours. Like, this is another trust period. I just want to make it known that I respect people who do it. Some people, I respect people who don't do it as well, but that whole trust level again of giving back tokens, that's a point where something foul could happen. The contract was renounced. We burnt the LP tokens that made it sort of rug proof for that. This is like, I'm just putting it out there. This is one critical point again that shit could be played with. So having that trust factor again with members who do that, I just want you to know that I really respect that and of what's going to happen over the next couple of weeks when we go through the migration.
Well, Andy, we have no doubt in you because from the very beginning, you've put your face in front of your project. You're not one of those people that just hides behind an avatar or like a cartoon figure. You never see your face on camera or anything like that. You're not one of those guys. So we trust you. And we know you got some big things planned for sure.
Yeah. No, that's I see a lot of people, they do have a lot of trust in a lot of things, but I just want to make it known that it is another trust period. Like, this is a big moment of trust again, of building trust. We get through this moment again, like the whole trust level of moving forward will just increase again. It's just all about building trust and respect of everybody too. So
yeah, man.
It's another big achievement, I suppose.
Awesome.
Trust you, Bird.
It's definitely exciting. Now, Steve, we got some new eyes on you that may or may not know about Wanchor Token. Why don't you give everybody the rug down? I'm delirious over here. Why don't you give them the rug down? Run down.
That'd be my.
I think that's the best intro I've ever got. I think that's
it would have definitely woke everybody up.
Wow. Yeah. Pivoting away from trust and going for a bit of a rundown. So a little bit about Wanchor. So basically, it's
Steve, your volume's a little bit low. If you could maybe turn up a little bit.
Give me 2 secs, buddy. Let me check this other. This one's it. Is that any better?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit better. So a little bit of background on Wanchor token. So it's actually a token, developed by the people for the people, and the origin of the name that many people kind of laugh about actually comes from a small number of people. Actually, it was 3 of us who kind of met each other via another failing project, and decided to start our own group and bring together lots of like-minded people. So that's a group that, initially started as the Educated Cryptos Play, headed by our very own Educated Penis. And we went through a number of different evolutions of the name as the group grew. And it ended up being kind of, we settled on the Wanchor Investment Group because we went through a period of aping into everything and only buying into projects that a wanker would invest in. So that's where the name came from. So that's a little bit about our heritage. But basically, the reason we came together is actually we've got some awesome guys in the group. Actually, a number of guys who are kind of prominent in your group and in your project are part of the group. We look to kind of do the right thing in the BSC space, right? Where so many are doing the wrong thing. And I think, as you were saying at the beginning and Mike was saying, it's about, being transparent, trustworthy, and trying to collaborate, partner, and lift everyone up who's a reputable player in the field, right? And that's really why we're here, why we're doing this. And a little bit of the fundamentals about the kind of the project, why it's a little bit different. So actually, rather than kind of the typically high tax tokens that you see out there at the moment on the BSC and all of the Titano forks and BNB miners and all that type of stuff, we decided to do something different, which is a low tax token to encourage trading, where otherwise trading wouldn't be possible in markets like this for the higher tax token. So we have a 5% in and out, 3% back in BUSD, 1% back to LP and marketing. And really that's one of our kind of our theories of potentially getting around, these bear markets and the volume challenges, because we have a token that can be traded. I think for those of you who haven't seen what we're doing, check out the website, the white paper, and have a look at the chart. And you can kind of see a lot of people have been reaching out and saying, is your project a rebase? Because the chart looks like a rebase. And actually, it just proves that the token is being traded. So we kind of have a nice run up, a bit of a sell back, another run up, another sell back. And we're kind of going through, a very healthy series of rises. And I guess couldn't be prouder of how things have actually been done. But beyond just the tax piece, we did things, pretty differently to others in the space. So we didn't go with a launchpad, because I have to say, personally, not a massive fan of Pink Sale and others, because you have to give it away a decent allocation of tokens. You have to buy them back to avoid them killing the chart, and they're just monumental pump and dumpers every single time. So what we did was we worked, privately on a private pre-sale, of trusted friends and people from the Wanchor Investment Group and other groups that were kind of partners and collaborators. Also did the same for pre-sale. And I think, we did what we call the super stealth, which is the unstealthiest stealth known to man. But really, I think we're kind of proud that, we've come out of the gate, we've got a healthy chart, but, those strategic decisions around who we let in and who we didn't let in are giving us that kind of healthy chart and healthy future. And now it's really about how we grow, towards the things that are coming. And we're really, our primary utility is around, let's say, Fiverr for crypto. And basically it's about how do we also do more in the space around, transparency and integrity. And, how can we match crypto projects with content creators, with web designers, with blockchain developers, and have a pre-vetted platform that makes sure that, projects who haven't all got loads of money to spend on marketing and websites and this type of stuff, that everybody gets a good quality of service, and it's a place to grow, trustworthy, service provision in the crypto space and beyond. In addition to that, we've got, staking, which we locked up our staking tokens on Pinklock for 60 days, for 1 month, sorry. So after a month, we're going to be getting things rolling with staking. And then there's many other things to come that aren't on our roadmap that are already kind of developed or in development. So you probably notice that a number of us have got custom Pepes with the naval theme. And they are, that's an NFT line that we've run. And we also have an NFT marketplace in development. The development around the primary utility of the matching service is in development as well. So everything's moving kind of ahead of plan. And maybe just a couple of words on the swapper that we added to our website yesterday, I think it was. So it's a company called Ember. They're relatively new. They are actually not audited by Hacken, they're partnered with Hacken, right? So that's kind of, when it comes to security and integrity, it kind of doesn't get a lot better than that in the space in reality. And what they have is, it's a very, very, very seamless integration into your website for a direct buy of your token. So if you're thinking about anything along those lines, I can tell you that they're great to work with. It costs nothing for the token holder. And it's a very seamless integration with a little kind of pop-up like you get on PancakeSwap. But really where I think the evolution is coming with that is, there's no fees between now and their version 1 release, because they're in beta, but people are using it. It works seamlessly. But what they will be doing is adding a 1% convenience charge to transactions in the future. But they've got a couple of kind of big things coming. And that's the reason that we partnered with them and got this moving as soon as possible. So in a window of 2 to 4 weeks, they have fiat on-ramp. So you can buy with your credit card, via wire directly for the tokens. You don't have to buy BNB and swap. You do everything directly. And on their not too distant roadmap, they also have fiat off-ramp. And I think if these guys can achieve that, it's going to be something revolutionary in the space, right? And I think the fact that, and why, after having some really good discussions with them, that we believe what they're going to do. And if you can get the on and off ramp, I mean, that's going to how seamless it is to integrate. It's going to be an absolute game changer. And I'm sure that as they grow and move from beta and their name gets out there, token owners are going to have to pay to use their service. So we kind of were like, well, this looks like the innovation. Let's get in there and get it done. So if anyone's interested, check it out on the website for kind of how it looks like. You basically just have a button and it hyperlinks into the widget, and it takes 10 minutes to set up. It's amazing.
Damn, Daddy!
Get it on the website.
Yeah.
It's supposed to website up in the page.
Yeah, I'll do that.
But that's kind of a little bit about the fundamentals, the tax, the kind of everything's locked up, LP, staking, staking rewards, and all those types of things. We've got an audit ongoing, which I think should be completed by Monday, if I'm not incorrect. So kind of let's say, phase 1 is kind of done, of getting everything ready, securing the floor, a good launch, doing all of the security, making sure everything's kind of 100% kosher. And now it's really about, bringing more people in to be interested in what we're doing, how we're doing it. And there'll be a lot more partnerships and collaborations to come. So super excited.
Yeah.
Yes.
We got a nice turnout. We got a nice turnout in this call right now. We got almost 30 people in here. That's a good little turnout.
Yeah. That's hectic. On and off ramp from fiat, man. That's going to be massive for you guys. Like having that linked in so early, and then once they get to that stage, like that's huge.
And everything, once you do the first beta integration, everything's automated as they move through each of their development cycles. So it's really, I mean, I haven't seen anything else like it, in honesty. And from talking to the guys, it's, I think it will be the future, really.
Wow, that's insane. Yeah, because with your passive income with the BUSD and stuff, that's just straight out. People can, that's neat.
That's what we were looking for. We're looking to just do something different. That's why we went low tax with, our token, because as most of us, we all invest in other projects too. And how the last year everything's been, those high tax, reflection tokens, which, the first week that you have them, during launch, it's great. Volume's high. You're making tons of money on reflections. And then, it just kind of stalls out. And, the chart seems to go down, and then nobody wants to sell because you got to make 40% profit before you even break even. So next thing you know, you're holding tokens for 6-8 months just praying that, it goes up 40%. And then you end up getting frustrated because your money's locked up in it. And, how many people end up just selling at a loss and then having to pay the tax on top of it? Just because, it's so high. So by, doing this 5% token that we're doing, it's easy to just buy it, make a little bit of profit, sell some of it, buy it at a dip again, get back in. And, we're hoping that, that 3% that we're offering, will equal up or more to what some of these bigger tokens are doing, because we're doing more volume, which is, the game plan for sure.
100%. 100%. And also with the coming utility of this matchmaking service, also having that, all we need to do is just repoint it, and you don't even have to be in the crypto sphere, right? You can go on just as a regular business and kind of just do things, in and out of crypto, and you don't even need to know that it's crypto you're trading in, right? And they were also saying that in their version 1 that comes out in 2 to 4 weeks, is that they have the ability for 9,000 plus tokens to be directly bought straight from credit card, which is pretty awesome.
Wow. So that's with your platform. They won't even know that they're just spending normal money and it's already just getting directed straight back to you guys. That's insane.
Yeah, and we're going to try to take after you, man, doing a whole lot of burning with, the revenue that we're making from that platform. That's what we're planning on doing, partnering up with different tokens and, burning some of their supply as well, whether it be you guys, Ever Reflect, we have some other ones that we're talking to too. Just whatever, we take in from that for, subscription fees or service listings, we'll be able to, just do buyback and burns with that and just link up a bunch of projects. That's really what we're trying to do, just break that, cycle of, nobody, helping each other out or, sharing advice or space. I mean, there are some projects that I'm in. I'm not going to name any names, but there's a couple of groups that I'm in that if you were to even mention another token, they'll mute you or warn you to throw you out of the group. And I'm just like, this is bullshit,
Yeah. It's not going to, it's easier to grow together, I suppose. So when you're saying with the buybacks, have you already started? Because I was setting up a little, a burner crew, a little behind the scenes burner crew where we were going to go to, with permissions of other groups, and go back in and burn them and then light their chat box up. So by saying that, I don't know if you guys have put it together, say with Air Reflect, you guys, us, and then any other groups that are sort of interested of, not a commitment, but it could be, say, for example, where there's a kitty, there's the pot in the middle, we all throw $100, for example, from each group. And then there could be like a vote. Whoever's doing low for that month, that money goes back and buy back and burn into that community. So we're, like you're saying, helping each other, but the token who's might not be doing the best that month, that buyback and burn goes into there and it's contributed from all our groups and it helps their community back up. And then it could be next month we're down and then that group is helping us come back up with our market cap. And it's sort of like feeding it around for everybody to, just... Our business is low this month. Everyone's helping. Your business is low next month. We're helping someone, and we're still building from that too. I don't know. I love that.
I like that idea. I like that. Yeah, we haven't started any burns yet. I mean, we did our initial burn of 60%. Nothing like your 99%, but we burned 60% of our supply right off the bat. But no, we haven't started any actual burns yet. So yeah, I think would be pretty interested in that. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah,
it's just a bit of talk.
100%. I think it's the community arsonists, right? we can form a community of arsonists, but we also, I think it's a really good idea, because I think it all goes back to, we're not going to work with anyone who's not credible, right? And I think that the more people who are credible, who work together to help each other, the better this space is going to become, and the less shit is going to be around, right?
Yeah.
And we're actually going to put something out to vote in probably about 3 to 4 weeks, just before we start with that pink lock unlocking. So basically, we've got 65 trillion tokens in the pink lock, and we've got options to do. We'll obviously have some longer term staking for kind of a lower APY, but we've got the opportunity to do whatever the community wants, right? So we could burn a shitload of them off the bat if that's what people want, or we could say, let's take a percentage of that supply and do it over like a 1 month staking period, so everyone gets like a real high yield for that period. There's lots of different stuff we can do with those tokens. It just hasn't been decided yet, because we want to do that with the community.
Yeah, that's neat.
I'll look out when we do the vote, because I'll see your vote for 100% burn of the 65 trillion. That's what
we know he'll want to burn. No, they want to burn everything.
All right, once we get to our biggest stage, we're going to help burn you guys. Don't worry, we'll be into it. Most definitely. No, this is exciting. So it's pumping. You guys are pumping. Everything's pumping. So definitely love a good burn.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Well, I'm glad everybody kind of got to talk a little bit about the project. Steve, did you want to announce our contest that we're actually running, that we're going to obviously include the Aussie team in as well?
Yeah, 100%. So actually what we did, and we kind of, I'm not going to say we made a mistake, but what we did is, every kind of token that starts off with a little bit of a kind of like a biggest buy competition, right? Just to kind of get a bit of volume and that kind of stuff. And it's not, something that's kind of, it's done kind of traditionally, not out of desperation, let's say. But one thing when we kind of talked as a team is we're trying to do everything as fairly as possible. Nobody got more than 1 trillion tokens at pre-sale and that kind of stuff. It kind of wasn't inclusive, right? So, if you're not somebody who's not sitting on a fucking mountain of BNB, you're not going to win a biggest buy contest, right? So what we actually did to kind of try and make it right today is we've actually launched another giveaway of 600 billion tokens, and that is just like a big raffle where any buy over 0.1 BNB counts for the raffle. We'll validate everything on the blockchain after the contest ends on Sunday, and then everybody gets thrown into the hat, and then we do kind of a live AMA draw to give away those 3 prizes of the tokens, and then it gives everybody a chance to get in. And actually somebody just asked a question in here and said, if I buy 1 BNB, is that 1 entry or is that 10? That's 1 entry. But if you want to split it up and do a couple of transactions, it gets you more entries into the pool. But it's just something that kind of gives everyone the opportunity to actually stand a chance of winning something, rather than, have a mountain of BNB.
That's sick. So it's just, always sharing, just trying to think of the make it better. Better opportunity for people. That's a cool idea. Little burn, buyback. Oh yeah, here it is. It's on the chat. It's on our chat now, guys.
Post it. So anybody who wants to get in, we'll definitely be looking to give away some tokens to some people here. We like doing giveaways, man. I mean, me especially. I love doing giveaways, and even if we take a portion of that 65 trillion and we say, hey, let's take like 10 trillion of that and let's just have a shitload of giveaways in the group. It's stuff like that keeps morale up. People love winning stuff. Especially for free.
Yeah, man. That's awesome.
And the thing is, if you don't look after I have to say, I'm in your chat I'm not really active typing in your chat, but I'm in there having a bit of a look around, getting ready to drop when V2 so I can load my bag up more, but it's, you got to look after the community. Is everything. Without the community, like, none of us have a fucking project at the end of the day, right? So I think that
that's right.
The more you can engage and give back for the support, the better, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, why do you think like Doge and Shiba Inu and like those shit coins, why do you think they're worth just billions and billions of dollars? It's not because they're good tokens and can do anything. It's because of the community, man. You got a whole group of people that rally around the concept that, we're going to stick it to, the institutional investor, and we're going to rally around this, focal point right here. And, as sadly as it is, some of the best projects that are ever made just don't get the light of day. Because you need your community. You got to have your community, and you guys have an awesome community. We don't have the largest community. You don't have the largest community, but I'd like to say that two of our projects have about like the strongest core of communities that I've seen.
Oh, hands down, man. Like, when I talk about those the community, I tell you guys zoo animals, like, in a funny way. I don't mean, because we get in there, you get in that chat, like, that shit can blow up, man. It's hilarious. Look at the animals go! It's crazy. All the monkeys. I love it. Because I jump around as well when I see the chats light up. Oh, here's me. I'm jumping around like a monkey too.
Love it.
That's sick. So yeah, everyone's strong. It's it's good to see. It's
that's exactly you're better off having 500, 800 real people who believe in you and what you're trying to do, rather than 10,000 fucking robots. Right? I mean, so.
Yeah. Just to make the 10,000, try and make it look pretty. It's going to do nothing anyway. So, yeah,
exactly.
Having the smaller numbers, that's more engaging and stuff like that. Make it more fun because you're interacting with people more. Even all the contests. Like I was saying it before, just the contest giveaways. You have the 10,000 in there, and there's just all the bots doing their shit. How can you interact with the real members that are there, that are supporting you and doing the hard work and stuff? So. It just takes them out of that mix.
Absolutely. If it's okay, guys, we covered a lot of information. Can we open it up to some questions?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's not be shy, guys, or I'm going to start calling on people. I'm looking at you, Mo. I always call on you if nobody asks anything. So definitely you guys should be able to just unmute and ask any questions here that you guys got, and we'll be glad to answer them for you guys.
Hey guys, it's Neb.
Yo.
Hey, Neb.
So 2 questions come to mind, and sorry I joined late. So how many fiats are you going to support? When you say fiat on ramp, is it just going to be, US dollar, or are you looking at stuff like Australian dollar or, Canadian dollar, etc., Europe?
It's a good question. They are partnered with Wire, so I believe that it shouldn't be currency dependent. I think it should be any and all, as far as I'm aware. Let me quickly Google what Wire supports. So basically, anything that Wire supports, they will be supporting.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
Except you said everything except for rubles. Is that what you said? Only rubles.
I don't know. Did anybody say that?
All right, that was me. No,
Sorry,
the answer is we don't really know. We'll have to find out that information.
That is a good question, though. That's actually a great question.
Yeah, sweet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to have to convert to US dollar to because I'm Aussie. It'd be good to know.
Oh, well, I assume as long as you have like a Visa card or any kind of debit card, Apple Pay or Google Pay, that it'll just on ramp right onto it. That was what my knowledge of it was, but we'll definitely try to find out an answer for that 100% sure.
just looking at the crypto, the pairs at the moment. It says Australian pound. Is it the Australian pound? Maybe I'm completely. It's the dollar, right?
I thought it was a dollar.
I'm like, what? Why does it say? Is there such a thing as an Australian pound?
Yeah, not in this world.
What the hell? Okay. I'm Googling it as we speak. Hopefully I can give you an answer in a second. But yeah, it says that they have Australian pounds, the AUD, which...
That would be the Australian dollar, right? The AUD.
Well,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, I'm just wondering why they're calling it an Australian pound. I'm just going to quickly drop down the chat just so you can see that's what all of the kind of the pairs and stuff that they've got. But yeah, it says it's just a little bit cryptic as they call it a dollar. Or not a dollar, a pound. There you go. So the answer to your question after me rambling a lot was basically it appears they do support Aussie dollar.
And the other question I had was around your swap and liquefy structure. So one thing I noticed when I was looking at your chart was it seems to execute quite often. How often are you guys raising the value in which that executes, or is it just because there's been so much volume it's executing more often at the moment?
And maybe EP, you can answer that one. It's low at the moment because of just to not have massive dumps, I guess, is probably the general answer.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to add anything, EP, on that.
The only thing I know is that the contract is designed to sell every hour. So
yeah, okay.
It's going to do that. I mean, most of these reflection contracts will execute every hour. But I know some of these like higher tax tokens, some of them have like $1,000 in volume for 24 hours. So there's not really much to go around. I mean, like you have like $1,000. That's probably one buy or one sell.
Yeah, okay. So yours is time based instead of being a threshold of tokens that build up in the contract.
I think most of these reflection projects are all time based. So, but I don't know for sure. I know ours is like time based.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No worries.
Yeah, I like that because if it gets too high of a threshold, you get that big red candle on the chart. Not everybody understands. We may understand this, and a lot of people may, but unfortunately, not everybody who invests in reflection tokens understands the concept of a contract sell. And some people take that as a big dump. Especially if it's if it accumulates to like a large amount and they're selling billions and billions or a trillion tokens, then people start having FUD and getting scared, and then they start selling. It starts a whole snowball effect.
Yeah. No, it's something that we had to learn too because we renounced our contract. We weren't able to change that function, and that's a big another big thing for version 2. Just let it all burn. Now having the V2, we can adjust that so that's not going to be such a big dump or make it look like that big red candle. That's only because we were announced. It sort of stuffed that option up for us. As ours is not time based, it was set at rules.
We're in the contract development phase of V2, so obviously just thinking about the best methods. And obviously reviewing other projects and how they're doing it, to make sure that we have the best option for us as well under the V2.
Yeah. I think looking at the time-based stuff.
What is Aussie mining tax right now?
8%.
8%? Okay, that's not bad. So
it was the 8%, but the reflections weren't going to people because we didn't blacklist the dead wallet. So members weren't really getting the proper reflections that we thought that they would get. because of the. So this is another thing fixing it up, and it was
so Andy's burning 99% of the reflections on every transaction.
It wasn't good for members. But yeah, all getting fixed.
Now, when will that V2 be in effect? Like, when will people have to actually send the tokens back? Because, I mean, I'm a holder as well, so, you know, I'd like to know the timeline on that as well.
Yeah, we've been given around about the 15th,
Okay.
when, you know, it give or take a few days or something like that. That's, you know, Brew Labs is they're busy as well. Everyone's busy. Everyone's doing things. So, but it's a process. We've been given around the 15th, you know, if it's a day in and out, as we do the process. So yeah, it's around about that. Towards the end of the month.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'll send you my BSC address, Mike. You can send them all over.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, you're the V2. I'm sure you will, buddy. That's funny. All right. Anybody else? Who's got the next question for these guys?
Good evening or good morning, wherever you are. Just a quick question. In the time of moving over to V2, is there a certain amount of time that will be given to actually get it done? As let's say, I move around quite a bit with my work, so sometimes I'm offline for a week or 2 weeks, or sometimes just a few days between. Is there a specific time that would have to be done?
We will put out a specific time, and we'll give plenty of notice and plenty of time to do that. And for yourself, if you are away for a week or two and you do miss it, anyone who does miss it from being busy, like, you're not going to be left out. This is not to hurt you. Yeah, I will still hook you up after and those things if it was that you're away for 2 weeks for work. Like, it's just give me a message and we'll sort it out behind the scenes sort of thing. So yeah, no one will be left behind for that. We'll give the dates and
there's always going to be stragglers. There'll be a primary migration period, and then obviously after that, if there's anyone who missed out, then we can just deal directly with Andy. But we will have another AMA and go through the details of our migration. I think this one's more focused on questions to wank.
Hanging out with the wankers.
Yeah. I was going to say, do I say wankers or Wanchor?
Wankers for sure.
Exactly. That's what wankers. Yeah, that's
wankers. Hanging out with the wankers.
Okay, no, that's perfect, guys. Thanks for answering that.
Of course, thank you for the question.
Hold on to it. Yeah. Anyway, thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, man. Much appreciated.
Absolutely. All right, who's next? Let it burn. Nice. You guys have done such a great job explaining everything. Anybody else? Any questions?
Be cruising for a while. Everyone will just be doing their thing for the next couple of weeks, and then it'll be go time again.
Yeah, that's exciting. It's definitely exciting. I can't wait to see what you guys have planned. Now, as far as your moving facilities, I know you can't give exact times. Well, what kind of time frame do you have, for that to all the new miners? Everything's up and operational at the new facility.
I've already got access to all the miners already. They're already here. That's the 200 odd. So yeah, it's just now finalising the facility and just getting that cheap rate, negotiating that cheap rate for the electricity, for our buyback, our feed-in model with the renewable energy and stuff like that. So it's just getting the best rates, because we're going to be going to a facility, so we have to. The way we were structured at the farm, setting up renewable energy there, it was a complete whole system to where we'll be changing now, as in our solar will just be going to sort of like a feed-in model to keep us in that renewable range. Yeah. So, it's probably the statistics will change of not 100%, only because to keep these things running 24/7, it's going to drop down a few percent just to keep that percentage there. As we do keep growing, that's to grow to that 100%. It's only going to be a couple of percent back down, but within that 12-month period of us constantly expanding again, we'll get to that achievement. So it's just to iron out all those things where from the beginning, like I was always mentioned, sort of being by myself and calculations and things, now we've built up a brilliant team. Like there's brilliant support from the community, inside the team members as well, like in-house. It's just crazy the way it's evolved. So yeah, it's definitely moving forward.
Awesome. All right. Any other questions? And then we can kind of wrap it up. If not, Sandra, I see you got your hand up. Let me take you. Actually, this isn't my chat room. Jesus. I can't take you off mute. I'm so used to doing shit in my chat room. I'm like, why isn't it let me take her off of mute?
Who is this one?
It looks like Sandra.
What did you say?
Sandra has her hand up.
Oh, yeah. I think she should be good to speak.
All right, you should be good now, Sandra.
She's got to unmute herself, I believe.
Yeah. There we go. Hey, Sandra, you're unmuted and on. No? Oh, she's muted again. All right. Well, if you want to unmute and ask a question before we wrap it up, now you definitely can. Does anybody else have anything else that they want to add or ask a question to either of these guys?
Andy burned her microphone.
Andy burned it.
Hey, so one thing I'd like to, I don't have a question, but one thing I'd like to say, since there's a large amount of people in here, a lot that hopefully hold AUSMT, but there's been even some of like my workmates and some of my friends and family have asked why, like the AUSMT chat hasn't been as lively as it was a month ago. The thing, like Andy's mentioned it more than a few times, that there's, a handful of people that are performing an array of research to further the project. Obviously that takes time and we're extremely apprehensive to put any figures out there. But one thing that I wanted to expand on, and I think Dirty Mike is, you had questions about the current farm and then the movement to a possible facility. Nothing obviously is 100% currently, but one of the things that we notice, and I think it's pretty obvious, is in order to increase mining, you have to have cheap power. In order to have cheap power, you have to have a shit ton of upfront money for solar and so forth, right? That's the obvious. But one thing that the numbers did provide is that obviously the money would be better spent for the project for NFTs is to just spend all the money on miners, link up with another company that already has the power and can provide cheap power because they're already established. So it's almost like you're bringing two companies together and you're leaning on each other. They want experience in the mining field. We need cheap power. So again, none of this is 100%, but the research kind of took us here. And that's why it's been so quiet, because we're running numbers, talking to multiple companies, seeing if this is better for AUSMT. And so if it wasn't clear as to why that movement may happen, I hope that clarifies for some people. But I'd like to think that we're coming closer and closer to, a possible partnership. But we're fluid, obviously.
You've been out punching kangaroos too, haven't you, Joey?
Yes. But I kind of had to change my tactics. Those things are fucking vicious.
Yeah, don't fuck you up, man. I don't want to fight a kangaroo, man. I get my ass whipped.
Yeah. There was a bad golfing incident, so I'm gonna focus on koala bears, if that's okay by the community.
Man, those things are worse. Drop
Yeah,
bears.
those things are
Stay away
little
from them.
balls of fury.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
that'll
they're
eat you up.
small. I can punt them. Those fucking kangaroos, man, not happening. Although I'm still named Joey, so I still have love for him.
That's true. You want to stay away from those koalas too. I think they all have chlamydia as well.
I'm a friend of the show. I'm a wanker. Chlamydia's fine.
Fuck off. We'll send you over some pills.
Yeah. Yeah, when you get the wankers and the Aussies together, it definitely gets
Then
wild.
you get chlamydia. Wankers, and
That's it.
and Aussies equal chlamydia. We're good with it.
Well, that's what I read. That something like 70% of koalas have it. Am I wrong, or did I imagine that, or is that true?
I don't know. Fun facts.
That's it. Key takeaway of the AMA: don't pick a fight.
We
with
now have
animals
26
with
people
chlamydia.
Googling chlamydia. That's great.
That's true. Chlamydia is going to have a spike tonight.
Somewhere there's an educated penis Googling chlamydia.
I already know everything I need to know about that.
Koala's the OG six piece.
Oh, shit. Man. This is awesome. This is
That's what I'm saying, man. We like getting together with you guys, man. We have fun, you know. Not all groups, you know. We definitely love all the people we work with, but you know, when we can get together with you guys, for sure, you know, it's definitely a good time, man. We're gonna have a lot of fun for sure with this relationship.
it's just gonna blossom even more. We should do these like, I don't know, once every couple of weeks or something.
Agreed.
Just get in and just to get in and have a laugh. We'll bring the community.
Absolutely, yeah. We'll take turns. We'll take turns in each other's rooms and stuff like that. Have some laughs and all. I mean, it doesn't always have to be high level serious shit, man. Sometimes it's great just to shoot the shit and all talk together like this. Just update on what's going on with each other.
Yeah. No, it's I'm super pumped.
Yeah, we are.
I'm just
So I've actually just Googled your interesting. I've just Googled your interesting fact, and it actually is one of the leading killers of koalas.
I told you.
Debilitating bacteria infection, chlamydia.
I told you. I told you. I wasn't making it up.
What public school did you go to, man? Jesus.
I spent too much time on the internet, man. You learn all kinds of useless facts.
Been to the doctors a few times as well.
I'll make sure. I'll make sure when I go and visit my sister she lives in New Zealand, that I don't pop across for the weekend to Australia just in case I end up at the pox clinic.
No, you got to go to Hamilton for that, bro.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Do they have koalas in New Zealand, or are they just on the Aussie mainland?
No.
It's just the dirty Aussies of the chlamydia koalas.
That's their football team, the chlamydia koalas. Oh my god. All right, we'll pull it out of the gutter. It was great talking with you guys for sure, man. We had a blast, and we'll definitely be doing this again soon. And make sure everybody, pop on in the group, say hi to the other wankers, whatever wankers are here. We'll be posting some stuff about you guys in our group. Get everybody to pop over and make sure you take part in the contest, man. We want to get you guys on board and get you guys all some wanker too.
Yes!
Yeah!
Daddy, damn!
Awesome, guys. Thank you so much for having us. It was definitely a blast. We're going to be doing it again soon. You guys are super gracious hosts, and we all had a great time.
Awesome.
Appreciate it, guys, and have fun editing the end of the video for YouTube, Mike.
Oh yeah, we're keeping this. This is good stuff. We'll let you get to sleep. It's like 1:30 in the morning for you, isn't it, Steve?
It is indeed. But have an awesome day, everyone. Appreciate you all massively, and catch you guys soon.
All right, guys, take it easy.
Thanks, Steve. Thanks for coming over. Thanks, Wanchor crew, as well. Much love for coming over.
Awesome. Thank you for
Appreciate
having
you
us.
guys.
We'll talk to you guys
Bye-bye.
again soon.
All right, guys. See yous.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks, all those mining token guys. Much appreciated for coming on too. Having